Hello and welcome to the Sensual Being podcast with myself, your host, Jolene Whiting. I have been a pole dance teacher for nearly 20 years. I'm also a yoga instructor, and my favourite pastimes are connecting to my own sensuality, connecting with the world, and connecting with animals as well. In this podcast, you'll find new and inventive ways of how you see yourself, connecting yourself with others, and also how you see and view the world around you. For this episode, we unpack the lost art of learning. Do you enjoy the journey of learning, or do you simply just want to be good at something straight away? Hello, sensual being. Thank you so much for tuning in today with me. My subject today is one that's quite close to my heart. Being a teacher, an instructor of dance, pole, yoga, fitness, for the past nearly 20 years now. I've been teaching for nearly 20 years. And I have noticed a big shift in how people learn and how people show up for the art of learning. Enjoying the journey. Because, my job as a pole teacher or pole guide, teaching people moves, my job would be redundant if I showed them a move and boom, straight away, got it every single time. That's awesome when it happens, but that really is, that's not life, is it? Can you imagine the first time you were shown algebra at school and then you got it and that's it, job done. Okay, right, move on. You don't need to learn anymore because you've got it. It doesn't work like that. Learning happens through repetition and practice. But that is seeming to be a dying art. And it is quite sad, really. But I think social media has a big part to play on this. It's a bit like when you see a before and after photo. Yeah, and someone's lost 10 pounds or something, or whatever it is, and something in your head, because you see the before picture and they're bigger and the after picture and they're smaller, that photo hides the blood, sweat and tears that went in to making that happen. It's almost like waving a magic wand and poof, there we go, they are done. And it doesn't work like that, and I know you know that as well. And I don't know if you're one of these people who enjoys learning or gets frustrated with the fact of they can't do something first time. So I'm going to unpack it a little bit, because I know we can be our own worst critics. Yeah, I know that. But what I'm trying to do is making sure that that part of you does not override your enjoyment in what you are doing. So with the social media to blame and the before and after photos, and also watching people do like a combination. A lot more dancers now are actually showing their failed attempts at getting something. And that's really helping as well. I think that's really helping because it's just showing that they're human. Sometimes we all get moves first time. We all learn something and just pick it up straight away. Now, the term, you're a natural, is very rare, because what it can be is that maybe, for example, maybe you've done 10 years of gym and you are so strong, you do weights, you can lift and bench press stupid amounts of weight, and you come to pole, and when you invert for the first time in the class in front of people, and you just lift and rise up, and people are like, oh my God, you're a natural. And it's like, brilliant, you're very good. But no, you're not necessarily a natural. You have put in a hell of a lot of time and commitment into your body and making it strong. So that's not a natural. That is blood, sweat and tears. That is working your butt off, yeah? And I think things like that, they don't help because other people form this judgment. Oh, natural, first go, I can't believe it. It's like, well, hang on a minute. They have done a lot of work. Just because it's not pole doesn't mean to say it's not valid. Yeah? And this sort of thing, I'm not saying you're wrong for being able to do it. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is people's judgment and how we look at other people and this instant comparison and judgment that we put onto other people is not valid. Yeah? So that is just not. And I find like when you look at, for example, photos online, they can hide so much. Like sometimes I see photos, and I've been doing pole dance for years, and I see photos of other pole dancers and I go, oh, they make it look so easy. And I jump on the pole and I think, oh, it hurts so much. But then I know that it isn't easy. I know that a lot of moves dig into your body, they burn, they cause bruising. I know this, but photos lie. Yeah, this is where I think it's changed a lot in 20 years because of social media. Now, when I started doing pole, there wasn't even such a thing as YouTube. Oh, now there's my age. Oh, yeah. So I was doing pole dancing and there was no YouTube. Do you remember Google videos? I remember those. They came out shortly after I started doing pole. Now that is going like way back, way back. So you didn't have the same like presence online to compare to. So pole dancing, when I was teaching it for particularly the first 10 years, was very different. People they lost themselves in a beautiful way in their learning journey. But that seems to be getting lost now, like it's going. And it's going so much that I'm even wondering if I can still teach it anymore. And it's not because I'm thinking, are my skills good enough? It's not actually that. I'm coming at it from the point of view of, I don't think people want to learn. I think people want to know it. But I don't think people, and I'm generalizing, this is not every person, okay? Not every person. But it's getting harder to teach people something. People just want to know it. And I don't know if it's because when people have been doing something for so long, they feel an inward expectation that they should be able to do something first time. I mean, for example, last night I was teaching and it was just a different way of doing something that they can already do. And the voices that piped up from these advanced polers, things like, I don't like that, I can't do it. And I'd literally only just given it out. And I said, oh, how many times have you done it? And someone said once. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, so you've done it once. That, and they were like, oh, it just feels weird. And then someone else piped up, yeah, I don't like it. And I'm like, yeah, but you've only just started it. Yeah, it's weird. And I said, yeah, but most pole feels weird. I mean, you don't walk around your everyday life clinging yourself to a pole. Everything in pole dance is weird. People don't seem to be wanting to be taken out of their comfort zone to learn something new, but on the flip side, they want to know it. Yeah? So if I show them something, they want to know that, but they don't want to learn it. They just want to know. So you remember in the film, in The Matrix, where they just upload new skills to someone? I think that's where people are going. That's what people want. And that is not what I give. I give a learning process, and trying to find enjoyment in that journey is getting harder. And I'm hoping that if you're someone who's listening to this and you're like, oh, I may have uttered those words, or maybe you haven't, but you thought it. Yeah, backtrack and think about why you started something in the first place. You started it to go on a journey of learning different things. You knew it wasn't all going to be easy. It's not all going to be unicorns and rainbows along the way, is it? Or it might be if you're at Purity, because we do like our unicorns and rainbows. But you're not, when you walked into your first ever class of anything, did you expect to be brilliant first go? No, because you're there to learn. If you're expecting to be brilliant first go, you needn't have bothered going, because you know in your head you were brilliant, therefore why bother? Yeah, you go there to learn. And I think people are losing the can-do attitude. people are not coming to the door and turning up thinking, yeah, I'm going to give it my best go. They're carrying all this pressure, and I don't know where this pressure's come from, because I certainly haven't given this pressure. Because honestly, if everybody got every move first go, what's the point in me teaching? They might as well just look at Instagram and watch a move and do it. You know, it's so weird. Something is getting lost, and I will admit to you right now, I'm a little bit scared. Yeah? Because one thing, it's my livelihood, but also it's my passion to share. It's my passion to share, like learning pole or getting your body fitter and stuff. And it's really sad to watch what is going on at the moment. And I just really hope that this is a wake-up call for people, because I'm not calling anybody out, okay? And I don't blame anybody. Yeah, it is the way life is going. And with my nearly 20 years of teaching dance and fitness, this is what I am seeing. Yeah. So I really hope that something sits with you from this. Maybe your attitude towards your self-learning, maybe your attitude towards the person teaching you, maybe your attitude towards the actual discipline or technique or skill that you're trying to pick up or achieve. It's not supposed to be easy first time. Nothing is. It doesn't have to be. Things can be amazing first time. It doesn't mean to say you have to get it. And one of my greatest inspirations in pole is my friend Kat. And she was in our beginners, in our explorers, for I think it was about 6 months. Most people move after about a month. She was in it for about 6. Yeah. And her background is, when she first wanted to join, I said, I don't know if you can or not. She's got rheumatoid arthritis. She's had it ever since she was born. And I was like, look, do pay as you go, and we'll just monitor and make sure you're okay to do this. She's now one of my pole dance teachers, and she is phenomenal. But because she wasn't, she was learning new parts about her body, she stayed in beginners for a very long time. And that's not because I made her stay there. It's because she wanted to. And on her first class, she could not spin. She couldn't spin. She couldn't get her feet off the floor. But do you know what? She loved it. She loved it. She loves every class. She's in my most advanced class now, and she will tailor the moves to suit herself, to suit her body. And she's one of my biggest inspirations, and I've learned so much from her because she has enjoyed the journey all the way, and her journey has not looked like anybody else's I have ever taught. Everyone's unique. She's incredibly unique, but she's embraced it, and she's loved pole dance from day one, even though there was so much she couldn't do straight away. And other people in the class were all doing it around her, but she couldn't. But she never let it get to her, because she was like, well, I'm doing this and I love it. And that is what it's about. It's about embracing your own journey. It's about embracing your own path in life, because no one will ever do life like you do, because you're just an amazing being just as you are, okay? So if you take nothing from this episode, take that. You are amazing and unique exactly as you are. Thank you so much for listening. Remember to lead through your life with your heart and to live with intention. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this episode, please do share it with your friends and on social media. If you have the time to rate or review this podcast, I'd be ever so grateful. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, you can find me at Jolene Sensual Being. The links to my YouTube and to sign up to my mailing list will be in the show notes as well. I look forward to speaking with you again very soon.